my baby, you're my baby. Say you. I don't know how the. What did that white lady say in that TikTok? I don't know, y'all. I honestly wanted to come off and start this video like, I hope he coming off way too pushy. I hope he don't think he getting his pussy and go, my baby, you're my baby. Say you. Did she say you love me? I don't know. But basically, we talking about babies today, okay? And I got the story time. So you guys, I was on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and I asked y'all like, what did y'all want to see? Like, did y'all want to hear the story time about me almost becoming a mother? And let's just say, more than not, y'all motherfuckers wanted to know how I almost became a mother. So the story involves a man. And his name, we shall give him another name. What name do I want to give him? Y'all might want to get your little popcorns and your snacks together, because you know your girl keeps snacks. If y'all didn't know, I keep snacks on deck, and I'm so organized and OCD. I got like a snack drawer, and like this right here has the sugar cookies, not sugar cookies. Oh my gosh, I really wish I would have made my own sugar cookies. But this has like my chocolate chip cake that's been broken up into pieces, and then we got nuts, because sometimes I'm not gonna hold y'all, I really enjoy nuts. Not even not even on no like crap, because I know some of y'all minds is disgusting, but like some pistachios, fuck them up. Oh God. Period. And then I call this like my handy dandy snack, and these are like my favorite snacks. So I have like my fudge cookies, my graham crackers, because I'm a big ass kid at heart, and who's gonna check me? Um, my love bug went on a field trip, so I gave him my other one, but it had 2 brownies in there and a couple of moon pies. And then, because I like moon pies, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. It's making me fat. I like it. But get y'all snacks, because it's gonna be a really good, interesting story time. And I got tea. I got teas and water over here. Um, if y'all didn't know, I was a tea person. But to the story time, because it's gonna get juicy. Well, I hope it's juicy. I don't know. Let me stop rambling. Am I nervous to tell y'all this? A little bit. Yes, I am. So let's just get into it. Get all the nerves out. Um, I was almost a mother, a whole mother out here, and I wouldn't even own it. So basically, let's go start from the beginning. We're gonna call him Troy. So I was talking to this dude named Troy, and how did we meet? I was scrolling through BOK, right? Because I needed some. I was on Black, the BOK app, right? And if y'all know about the whole BOK app, y'all know. You know. If you know, you know. So basically, in the BOK app, they were like basically for hookup culture. And for me, I needed a new partner for my OnlyFans videos, because quite frankly, I needed a new partner. The last one I was talking to, we broke up. And I know that a lot of them are into hookup culture, and why not get a bag with a nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, partner up with somebody who says they're on this shit they do. Like, get everything set up. Like, try to get like a BDSM partner, somebody like that. So, cause I try using it for what it like its intent was, just like dating. The way y'all want to participate in hookup culture is so fucking crazy. Y'all be like, oh my gosh, I just want this. Like, I literally initially I went back to the app to like actually date this time. And this time it didn't work out. It was just so terrible. I was like, bro, this is why I don't do this shit. And I was like, bro, you know what? Fuck it. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Since I already have my OnlyFans. And if I get contracts signed up and shit like that, then that way I can kind of like, I don't know, just make some more money. So I decided to, instead of using it for dating, to use it to make money. And I was like, so I put like, I'm a content creator. I have an OnlyFans, a podcast, such like this. And when people would come in my DM, I would tell them like, hey, I'm trying to, like work with you. Like, if you want interviews for like, cause I started getting like a bunch of artists and like men and shit. Like the men came in there like, oh man, I wanted to be on your OnlyFans shit. But some people came in there for the point of like business and for them to be on my podcast and stuff like that. So people were coming in for all different reasons. And this dude, what did I say I was gonna call him? Troy? Yeah, Troy. So it's me and Troy, and Troy come across my thing. Troy's a massage therapist, and I'm like, ooh, I could use a massage. You know what I'm saying? Like a massage wouldn't fucking kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like a massage feels great. Like it feels lovely, or whatever. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, let me go get this little massage shit. You know what I'm saying? Go see what he's on. He agreed to do the podcast with me, and we're supposed to record for the podcast. But before we were supposed to record for the podcast, I went to his house and we were supposed to like discuss some shit. We ended up like, this is what happened. We were supposed to record for the podcast, right? So when I first went over there, I got a massage, right? And he was supposed to give me a free massage, and I paid him for the massage because it was really good. And I was like, okay, that's really good, that's really nice, or whatever. And then afterwards, so I was like, So I was like, hey, how about you want to be on my, like my OnlyFans, and we can do this and that, and then you can be on my podcast, and like nobody will really like know who you are. And he was like, I like that, Picasso. He was like, Picasso. And he was like, I said, yeah, like we can have all this stuff up. And I said, I'll draw out contracts and stuff like that. So basically, I went through the process of vetting him out. I should have got an actual copy of his motherfucking ID. I should have got his first. I should have got a copy of his actual ID instead of like actually getting a picture. But I did like the whole sign up thingy or whatever, and so I signed him up, and we was like, okay, we was making money, so we started doing together, right? We started doing OnlyFans together, and I was telling him, and because like during our initial meeting of like speaking and stuff like that, like I was still getting massages, and he was supposed to start recording for the podcast. He got busy with his massages because he like got a bunch of bookings and stuff, because I kind of told my friends and some other people about like how he does his massages and shit. I ain't said the sex part and shit, but he was like really really honest with me about us not exclusively dating and not us like not being together. And I was like, well, this is fine with me. Like this like really works for me, because in this way I get a business partner who I have for OnlyFans, or what you call it, and this is that and third. And for me, I thought we was solid. I thought we was like secure. But the part of me that I guess I didn't peep out, which I believe I should have peeped out earlier, was that once we started, he started cutting off his hoes. And I personally, who else was I talking to? I started talking to like other people, like to start actually dating. And I know you're like, why would you try to date without an OnlyFans account and all this other stuff? Like, I deserve love too. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing to stop fucking old boy, because it would have been nothing to stop fucking old boy. Especially for me, because for me cutting off the sex was easy. For him, it was not. Um, so I was like, let me go try dating. So I started like telling people like the truth. I was like, yeah, I have a partner and we have like this contract and all this other stuff, and it's not like that. Um, so when thought I might be seriously dating somebody, I told him like the contract couldn't go on anymore, and the sexual part of our thing, like the OnlyFans shit, would have to stop. And he was like, okay, cool, that's not a problem. And I was like, okay, so what about the podcast? Because I understand that you got busy, and then some other shit happened, some personal shit happened, and I was like, that's kind of tough. Like, people often think like, oh, when life hits you, like, it's this man did not take it well. So basically, he came out and he told me some shit. And I was like, and it kind of made me look at him sideways. And I was like, I don't really feel like doing a podcast with you because, like, I don't really want to talk business if, you know, this part of your business is not doing well. Because you can't sit there and tell me that you did X, Y, and Z, but you ain't, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, okay, well, y'all don't know what I'm saying because I can't really tell y'all what was technically wrong with the business. But for me, I was just like, I don't like that for me, myself, and I, because as my, I don't know, it just felt like underhanded. It just felt like, it just felt really weird. Like, it was supposed to be business, right? It's supposed to be massage. I promote you. I tell people about you and how well you do. You use my videos and stuff like that. And then like the OnlyFans money started coming in and I started paying him his money, he was like he didn't wanna he started getting like really possessive and then he started like acting like my boyfriend and I was just like, this is really weird. And when I actually did start dating and like, you know, being with somebody else and spending my time with them, and it didn't work out with the person who I was dating with. So I was like, hey, like, do you want to pick up where we left off at and stuff like that? And then he got mad at me. He was like, oh, did you sleep with them? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, oh, you know exactly what I mean. He was like, you don't. And I was like, I said honestly. And he was like, no, you don't have to tell me. And I said honestly. I said honestly. I tried, you know, dating this dude and things didn't work out. And I was like, he was like, oh, it's because of sex. I was like, I said, nah. I said, yeah. I said, the sex is bad. I said, my whole thing is like, you know, and he wasn't just like my type. Like, he didn't have any ambition. Like, he didn't have anything that he was working towards. Like, he had baby mama drama. Like, he just wasn't a man of his word. And like, he kept on like trying to come back. So like, he fucked up because he had baby mama drama, and I don't really deal with that shit. He kept on like coming up with excuses and stuff like that. And I was just like, "Ooh, you didn't tell me you had a child." And he was like, "Yeah, I know I didn't say I had a child because y'all women won't date nobody." And I was like, "Bro, like the sex is whack. You lying about how you hiding kids and shit. Like, bro, like a bunch of red flags." So I was just like, you know, I just want to start back working. Like, and he was like, "Oh, you not?" I said, first of all, I don't want to. I said, first of all, I don't want no other nigga. I said, I don't want no other nigga. Like, just joking with him, like teasing. I was like, oh, oh, well, you know, because we was sitting in the room, we was talking about this shit, and I was like, oh, like we was just joning, and he was like, oh, well, you know, he was like, oh, can't no other nigga do you like me? And I said, oh boy, you know you want me. He was like, oh no, I don't. And I said, you're right, because I want you too. We both want each other. And I said, it's okay, but you don't have to lie. And he said, quit playing with me. And then all of a sudden, he got upset with me because I was like, fine. I said, whatever. I said, when I find me another nigga, don't say shit. So he hit me up, and I was like, bro, like, you know we do work together, right? And it's just X, Y, and Z. And he was like, oh, you won't put me in your podcast? I said, so you know I won't put you on my podcast because I don't really want to promote like the whole fraudulent lifestyle that people be swearing up and down that they have. I feel like if you're not living a lifestyle, I feel like you should not put on the front that you live this lifestyle. And for me, myself, and I, when he came out and he was just like, oh, well, you know, and mind you, he practiced what I practice. He do stuff that I don't do. And when he started doing some things that I kind of like seeing him like trying to do some things, I kind of was like, ooh, like that's a no for me. And so mind you, I was still like going over there just for like the meat, you know what I'm saying? So I can have content for OnlyFans. But so when the money started drying up with OnlyFans, because people think like on OnlyFans you make a shit ton of money. Like my custom videos make money, the subscriptions like they make money, but it's not like yeah. So yeah, So with like custom videos and stuff like that, that's where I make my money at. And he was like, "Oh, the video ain't been doing well." I said, "Nah." I said, "I just feel like we need to go practice some more stuff because I want to start practicing doing this for the OnlyFans, because you do have to practice for OnlyFans because you don't want to get on camera and then it be." So while we was in the middle of practicing for like a video, he was like, he started talking about like, oh, like us being together, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? And he started making jokes about like coming to my house because like he stays so close to me. It's like literally walking distance. So I didn't like really mind it. And besides, it gave me a little reason to go up the hill. And so I would go out, you know what I'm saying, go talk to him. And he was like, "Oh, well, you know, you my lady," like say little slick shit like that. And I'd be like, "Huh, we go together?" And he'd be like, "Nah, no, we don't go together. Like, why would you say that?" And I was like, "Oh, okay," you know what I'm saying. And then so I literally asked him, I was like, "What are we doing?" Because it got to a point where he didn't want to do the work no more. Like I was like, "You want to record for OnlyFans?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Want to practice for OnlyFans?" He was like, "Yeah." So it was doing more practicing and actually recording and making money. So when people was like requesting videos, I was like, "Okay, cool." So like I got a request for this video, and I know how bad you want to like, you know, go in the playroom. It's a playroom. So it's a wonderful playroom too. So we were in the middle of our playroom, and after we did like the videos and stuff, he was like, "Oh, how much money am I gonna get off of this?" I gave him his cut, I got my cut. And afterwards he started to like, you know, talk about something like, "Oh, I want you to come over here and I miss you. I know you miss this dick." And I was like, "No, not really." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good, but it's not like missable. Like, y'all know how y'all can get good dick, but it's not missable because, like, y'all not really feeling like the dude. So, mind you, I'm just sitting back and I'm like, I couldn't do the podcast with you because I don't want nobody on there who is not doing certain things in their businesses, because I don't want, I just don't like people who punk fake. You know what I'm saying? And I get everybody has their ups and their downs, but bitch, you're not gonna punk fake over here. And that wasn't gonna work out. He started getting like really possessive. Like I text him, right, because I believe in keeping a relationship with the people who you work with, especially in those intimate moments. Because if I get a request on Wednesday and you're not feeling good on Tuesday, and you ain't been feeling good since Tuesday, if I say, "Okay, this got to be done by Thursday," on Wednesday you're not gonna want to get your ass up to go do shit. You're gonna be like, "Oh man, I gotta do." So I was checking in on him to go see how he was doing, and then he was like, "Oh man." He was like, "Oh man, you want a relationship from me?" I was like, "No, I'm trying to make sure we still have a working relationship." He was like, "Yeah, we do." And so, mind you, he was like, he asked me to go back on my podcast, and I was like, "I'm not putting you on my podcast." And he got mad. He was like, "Why can't I go on your podcast?" And I said, "I personally just don't want you on my podcast because of X, Y, and Z." And then he started getting mad because and started making like these little subliminal jokes and shit. Like, "Oh yeah, like I see you doing a podcast and shit." He was like, "What you gonna do if I call you on a what you call it and I ain't tell you to come over?" And I said, "I'm not gonna come over just because you called me." And he was like, "Okay, and if you don't, when you come back over here, I got something for you." So I took a break from him or whatever, and I got horny. So I called him and I was like, "Okay, like let me go see like if, you know, things have changed, like maybe giving him some space." Cause things just got so hectic. Like he got possessive. He kept on talking about babies and putting a baby in me. Like, and that's like really, really weird. Like to me, because I told him I don't want kids. And that's something that I told him from the beginning. I said, "Hey, I don't believe in being a single mom or a baby mama or having kids. Like, I don't, that's not something I want to do." And I said, if anything was to happen during this, what you call it, like, you know, in our contract, we have an agreement in there that says that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell you what's in my contracts. But basically, we had something for that in the contracts. And mind you, I was like, I really don't want to have kids. So mind you, if we have a contract and I told you that I want to have kids, and I purposely put a clause in there to protect from pregnancy and shit like that, why would you, pregnancy and STDs and stuff like that, because these are things that you should have in your contracts, why would you sit there and start talking about baby? So I took a break from him and I was like, okay, so I was like, we done with this baby nonsense. And I don't know if he got too comfortable with me, but he did some nasty ass shit. And I was just like, I don't really like that. So once I came back, I told him like I didn't really like the little nasty shit that he did, and then he was like, "Okay, baby, don't worry about it. I promise to go fix it, and because I don't want you to leave me this time. Like, I think I want to be with you." And I said, "You said what?" And cause mind you, I was smoking, and I was like, I want to be wrong about this, and he was like, "Oh no, my bad. I was on the phone." Mind you, both of his phones is right by me, unless he got a third phone I know about. Like, mind you, I'm looking at the phone because I'm thinking like maybe he on Bluetooth because I be walking around his house on Bluetooth and I just be leaving my phone around sometimes. So I'm just looking and none of the phones is on. He come in, he's talking about something, oh, and he tried to change the subject like he ain't say what he said, and I was like, okay, whatever. So all of a sudden we get to practicing for OnlyFans again because I'm thinking that we cool. We don't have a discussion about the shit about him bringing up the whole baby thing and us being together and how it's supposed to be a working business relationship. He was like, okay, you right. I'm ODing, da 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 da. And he was like, you got me. Woo woo woo. He ain't say I got him. But he did apologize very well. Very well. It had me blushing. But he ended up talking about like, oh, I'm gonna put a baby in you. And I remember like he has cameras all around his house. And he like started to go through like our footage, and I was like, what are you doing with our like practice footage, just like that, like are you deleting it like you said you was? And he was like, yeah, let me go through it. So on the thing you can hear audio and you can see. And so he playing it back and he goes to the bathroom and it gets to the part where he say, yeah, baby, da 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 da. And mind you, he got another camera in the other room, and because he got another camera in the other room, he got like different setups. He in the bathroom doing whatever. I think he's taking a shit. So mind you, I'm just watching it and I just switch cameras, right? Because I'm on the thing. I'm just like I'm switching cameras. I switched the cameras and I'm playing back the audio, and he having a whole full blown conversation with himself about us being together as like an actual item. So I asked him. I was like, so boom. And so boom, I basically like kind of told him like whatever. So I was like, you know what, maybe I'll go address this like when I get home, whatever. Because right now I don't feel like I'm in this nigga house. I don't really feel like having this conversation. So I decided to change the subject to like me getting rid of my stalker, right? Or me thinking I got rid of my stalker finally did not. And the topic came up about like money, right? Like how he got to pay for my time. And how he blocked me, like how I might get some money. He was like, "Oh, so if he give you da 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 da, what you gonna give me?" I was so taken aback. I literally said, "You're not my nigga," and I said, "Even if you were my nigga, this is my money. This is my stalker. Like I've been dealing with this nigga since I was 17. Like you have earned nothing of this, and I get it. 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 You're pretty. You're handsome. Bitches probably be giving you money, but bitch, I am not one of those women. Like I know a pimp." When I see one. You know what I mean? Like, cause mind you, I'm from Miami, for real, for real. And with me being from Miami, I used to be around the pimps, like real pimps, like the niggas who y'all be thinking be, oh, he's just so innocent. That nigga's a pimp. I met so many motherfucking undercover pimps, bro. It's fucking ridiculous. The whole pimp and whole shit is fucking ridiculous. And if you don't think that these niggas be pimps out here, is the reason why these niggas got short fucking tempers and short ass attitudes, okay? Trust and believe that nigga is pimping. Big pimping, and it's pimping again, and it's pimping. Yeah, it's pimping. And I was just like, no, like, nah. So all of a sudden, he got mad at me, and he just started grabbing my shit. He's like, make sure you grab all your shit, and make sure you get the fuck out the door. Da 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 da. I said, ooh, I said, fuck the I said, ooh, this baby conversation is gonna go somewhere really good. So I waited like a day or two till he calmed down. I was like, hey, you want to talk about what happened the other day? He was like, oh man, I was just joking with you, kicking while it was getting late. It was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and when they got to be at work. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, are you trying to get me right now? And he said, nah. Mind you, I done seen a video, done heard the audio of him talking about in the corner, cause he right by his camera, talking about how he gonna try to intentionally get me pregnant. So mind you, I asked him a question. I was like, so mind you, I waited, right, and I was like, oh, my period's late, right? Period wasn't late. I was like, oh, my period late, right, or whatever, right, and da da da. And he was like, oh, you think you might be pregnant? He was like, oh, good, because I kind of planned that, and I've been trying to plan on getting you pregnant. Oh, bitch, my period was not late, but that was the last time I talked to his ass, and I said, my point exactly. I said, I thought I told you I didn't want kids, and he was like, I said, what about the clause? And I think he said he wasn't gonna honor it. I can't tell y'all what the clause said, but he was just like, he's not gonna honor it, and I was just like. And then I was like, so what about us being together? He was like, oh no, we don't have to be together, da 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 da, whoop, whoop, whoop. Baby, I said, that's all I needed. And once I told him, like, my period wasn't late and shit like that, he got upset. And he was like, oh, you lied to me, all this other stuff. And I was like, sir, I seen a video, you saying that how you wanted to get me, pregnant. And, like, trying to intentionally get me pregnant. He was like, okay, and he was like, I want a baby. He was like, I want a baby with you. And he was like, I really want you. He was like, I'm gonna choose you at the end of the day. He's like, you know this already. So why don't you just he said, so why don't you just be the housewife that you know that you're gonna be? Like you cook, you clean, you from Miami, I'm from Miami, I give you good dick, the pussy good. I personally feel like you belong to me. Like, we made money together. And on top of us making money together, he was like, you know how to fix my business problems and all this other shit. And I was just like, yeah. So after that, I just kind of like, that shit kind of scarred me a little bit, because I was just like, I don't really think that I want to be with somebody who gonna try to keep on getting me pregnant, because I just don't want that. Like, it was always like a control thing with him. It's like I had to fight for control. Like, first he blocked me, then he unblocked me, and he got mad because I blocked him because he did some shit. And then he goes, oh, yeah, well, I don't understand what your problem is. And I was like, sir, like, let's just be so fucking for real. Like, mind you, he went from, oh, I know you don't want to have kids, to I'm trying to get you pregnant on purpose. Lying to my face. Like, lying to my face. Like, he hadn't taught me how to use his camera system. Asking me to help him with his business problems and stuff like that, trying to get me to like reach out to like certain people so that I can go get him connected. And I was like, sir, you're trying to fucking trap me and use me. He was like, okay, and what you gonna do about it? Yeah, if y'all have never, like, my whole entire thing is, if I tell you I don't want kids and we supposed to be doing business together, and you lie about your business doing well, and then I find out and I say you can't be on my podcast, you get mad at me. And then also you talking about wanting to be in a relationship, then you don't, then it's, oh yeah, I don't want a relationship, then it's, I want to play a long game, I wanted a kid with you, I wanted to make you feel. I was like, bro, you have to like literally like, at what point is enough? Like, that's weirdo behavior. Like, if I tell you I want to have kids, and you know that you want to have kids, why would you be with me? Talking about some, oh, I thought you might change. I'm not finna change my mind about me not wanting to have kids. Like, I genuinely do not want to have kids. Like, literally, if I was to ever get pregnant, I would literally drop a contract. And if the nigga did not want to sign a contract that said if we're not together, that nigga's a single daddy and I don't have to pay child support and none of that shit, baby, no. And I don't care what y'all say, like, I believe in my state. Like, if you drop a contract or whatever, like, if y'all have a agreement, before like the baby comes, and it's not like months before the baby comes and shit like that, and they agree to it, bitch, you're gonna take care of me during pregnancy. And if you're not gonna take care of me during pregnancy, fuck you. I don't want to fucking work. I don't want to have to do a goddamn thing that I don't want to do, and I want to get paid to be carrying your child. Because for me, myself, and I, if I tell you I don't want to have a child and you insist on it, we have a child, and you purposely get me pregnant, bitch, you will be paying for that shit for a very long time. And if we're not together, bitch, that child will be with fucking you. And I will see the child on weekends. You can't, none of that shit. Because that is your child. I was just a surrogate for you. Yes, and that's just how I feel about it. And I know that it's controversial to say that out loud, but I really genuinely don't want to have kids. And for us to be in like contracts where it is like no, what you call it, like no doing it, like there was STD testing, sexual orientation testing, shit, all that shit was in my contracts. And if all that's in my contract and you break my contract, what makes you think I want to work with you? And then you're getting mad at me for what? Like, let's be so fucking for real. And then you keep on trying to get me pregnant, and I'm like, why do you keep on trying to put a baby in me when I told you that I didn't want a baby? So yeah, that's just a story time of how a dude tried to try me with a baby. hmm And while we had to break up, and it's not that I didn't like him. It's just that he was a fucking liar and possessive. Like, how you possessive, a liar, and you don't do what you I really wish I could tell y'all like the real tea about his fucking business that kind of fucking pissed me off, because I was just like, wow, now that's some crazy shit for a nigga, for a nigga to be beating on his chest so motherfucking hard for. That's you're a bold nigga. That's all I'm gonna say. For you to be you're bold. You're very bold. And and it's just like he didn't even want to commit to me. He wanted to wait till the baby came to like put out the holding game so that I could treat him right. And I was like, he's like, I'm a Taurus, so it's a slow moving thing, bitch. Try again. Because if you want to go off astrology, bitch, I know my birth chart, and bitch, where I have Taurus at my birth chart, bitch, let's be so fucking for real. Let's be so fucking for real. And I was just like, I really don't really feel like arguing with this nigga. And then like once I looked at like all the notes I took on the nigga, I just had to cut him off. Because when he tried to get me pregnant, once he knew I didn't want to have kids, he had a jealous streak. He was mean. He was possessive. He was extremely toxic, and he felt like because he was attractive and he had money that he could do some shit. And then once he started gaining weight, oh my gosh, it was just over for him. Like he started to judge me. Like he was like, mind you, we both about the same height. Only thing is, like, he had a little six pack. Like, he was a little Spanish poppy. Round. That's all I'm gonna say. Round. He was taller than me, but he was a Spanish poppy. And with him being like a Spanish poppy and shit like that, the thing that got me was, it wasn't that he was short. It's just that, like, once he started gaining weight, he started getting mean. He was like, man, I just feel like, I was like, sir, I remember, like, we was having sex one day. And what did he do that pissed me off? He basically, like, he grabbed like one of my fat folks. He was like, he's like, oh, you need to start drinking my water, and you need to get this shit up off of you, because quite frankly, I don't like my bitches fat. This man had a whole beer belly, ate 2 cups of fucking rice for dinner by himself. All right, I think it was like some Spanish rice, 2 cups of Spanish rice, cause I seen it, bitch. I know what 2 cups of rice look like. Okay, he had like a whole thing of oxtails, and he was like, yeah, this is like my little late night snack. So you're getting fat, and you have the audacity to call me fat. Like little, like bro was pushing to something, and it wasn't for muscle anymore. It was full of fucking fat. All the muscle that he had was going on. I was like, bro, you're getting me. You're trying to get me pregnant. You're trying to do all these other things. You gotta go. So yeah, that's the time that Troy tried to get me pregnant. And if I would have let that nigga stay, it would have been a cold, cold world, bitch. Too cold, bitch. Bitch, it's cold now. It's fucking 20 degrees. 30 degrees, bitch. It would have been colder than that. It would have been cold like it was on a -8 degree day. And then we did have -8 degrees up here. It was like it's -8, but it feels like -20. I was like, this ain't for me. I miss Miami. Miami would have never. But nah, you get kind of used to it. But no, that's the story time. That's it. That's all. That's the tea. I broke up with him. I blocked him. Didn't want to. He was my favorite. He was my favorite munch. And he was my favorite. Ate off the bone. Gave pipe like this. Make you wanna. I'll be over there. But now, like, once he started making jokes about, like, popping up at my house, I was like, ooh, I said I know crazy when I see it. He's talking about somebody cut off my hoes off of you so it could be just me and you. Ooh, don't do that, Pukarusa. You say you ain't want to be my boyfriend. I'm not going to be the only one. And then you restart your roster up and then nah. I'm going to be your only one. Nothing at all. Isn't that how the song go? I don't know. Either way, that's how it go. That's it. I hope I enjoyed it. That's the tea. I really hope I didn't say this man's name. And if I did, y'all never see me promote him on my actual page. And if y'all did, y'all don't know which one it is because I promote everybody. I share everybody's shit. Everybody who I fuck with, I share all they shit. All the time, bitch. A bitch be like, I'm doing this, bitch, share. I don't even gotta be in the same state. Share. Oh, man, bitch, I just had a baby, bitch. Congratulations, ho. But that's it. I'm done. Bye. That's it. I'm just rambling now. That's the story. I know. It probably wasn't interesting. It probably wasn't fun. But yeah, your girl be breaking up with niggas. I don't know if the pussy or just niggas be crazy. I'll never know.